Hey there guys, you know what's crazy is that we're now living in a time where a lot of these third-party or knockoff companies are able to make figures that are just as good, if not better, than the official companies. But what I'm truly loving is the fact that they're also making figures that the official companies haven't made and probably will never make for whatever reason. But in this specific case, what they're actually doing is beating the official companies to the punch, as at the moment they still haven't even announced an adult Super Saiyan 3 Daima Vegeta. And this right here is a re-release of Mythos Anime's Jade Rabbit. They brought this back so that it can go alongside Red Bull's accessory kit, which basically turns your Vegeta into the Super Saiyan 3 from Dragon Ball Daima. And for anyone who isn't aware, Mythos Anime likes to release their figures in multiple boxes. This is just their way of protecting themselves since these are unofficial products and they don't want to get in trouble. So basically you're buying Alien Rabbit action figure with bookmarks and a pen holder which conveniently combine to create a Vegeta action figure. Just keep in mind that Daima accessories are made by a different company called Redboat Studios, the B003. Now when it comes to the Jade Rabbit, this is B014, and that's really important because this is a re-release, and so far I gotta tell you, right out of the box it actually feels much higher quality than the one I reviewed before. Keep in mind, back when they released the original they were called Deities, and since the rebrand I don't know if they've changed equipment, but so far this figure just feels way more solid than the original. Now aesthetically speaking, the figure looks pretty good. As you can see, the only issue I have on my copy is that there's a little smudge on one of the gloves, but I can easily clean that off at a later time. Now something that I've noticed is that when it comes to the joints, the blue is slightly different. It's more of a dull blue while the outfit is more of a bright blue. Now I've seen this on official figures as well, so I'm not really gonna knock them for that. And here's a quick comparison between the original. Be aware that they did actually make a blue version as well. I don't remember what number it was, however, based on quality I would say go for the re-release, as it does feel much nicer. And as you can see, they're basically the same figure, the only difference being is the armor, as it is a different design, so the boots, the gloves, and the chest piece is all different. And naturally, since they're both the same figure, all the accessories are compatible with each other. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. However, for me personally, I'm never gonna display them like this. There's a reason I bought the Redboat Studios accessory kit. Alright, now it's time to show off the accessories. When it comes to the Jade Rabbit, it actually comes with 8 faces. Now overall they are well made, however I do have a gripe with these faces. My main problem with them has to be with the yellow eyebrows. The hair pieces are made of a translucent yellow, and honestly, because of that I wish they had gone with a more metallic paint for the eyebrows. Now when it comes to this figure, it comes with three different sets of Saiyan hair. However, 2 of them pretty much look exactly the same to me. The only major difference has to be with the hair that's gonna be above the forehead. And here's what they look like on the figure, and they does look really good. The translucent material looks really beautiful, however due to the fact that the eyebrows are not metallic, it's a bit off-putting. And when it comes to the hand accessories, it comes with 7 different pairs. And it also comes with some pegs in case you need to replace any. And if you're wondering what that blue accessory is, it's basically a magnet. Once you put that next to the blast effect piece, it actually lights up. Honestly, if they're gonna keep doing these, in my opinion, they need to figure out a way to make the batteries removable, because when they die, they pretty much become useless. And because they're transparent, you can pretty much see the insides of the electronics, so even when that battery dies, it'll just look ugly. Alright, and now it's time for the articulation. And if you've seen my previous video on the Xeno Vegeta, then it's pretty much the same thing. So he has double jointed elbows and arm rotation, as well as double jointed knee and thigh rotation. Unfortunately, I don't like the shape of the upper thighs, mainly because it can get in the way of the articulation if you're not paying attention, as it can interfere when you're trying to do the splits with the figure. And this is about as far forward and backwards as the legs can go. And as you can see, doing the splits, it does it pretty well, but if it wasn't for the shape of the thighs, it could go all the way up. And finally, I get to show off the main reason I even bought this in the first place. As I mentioned before, this is made by Red Bolt Studios. And let me tell you, I absolutely love this thing. This thing is like $30 and I highly recommend you get it if you're planning on getting the blue armor Vegeta that's coming out soon. Now I don't know if it's going to be compatible with the Daima Vegeta, however if it's not, you can easily just buy a third-party pack that'll make it compatible. And honestly, whenever we do get the official version of this character, let's be honest, Figuarts is most likely going to upcharge for it. And I just checked, it's still available at 5K Toys. I highly recommend you get it if you're planning on getting the Daima Vegeta. The accessory kit is actually $37, just make sure to look for it under the Jade Rabbit page. And here are the accessories that the accessory kit comes with. And as you can see, it comes with 2 pairs of hands, a blast effect piece, and 3 faces. Now this is a bit of a nitpick, but I wish the one that was happy was looking forward instead off to the side. But overall, they all look really good. Now what's really nice is that the orange and white paint on the hair is actually very subtle and it blends in pretty well. And due to its shape, it can actually stand pretty well on its own even with the hair, as long as it's not looking upwards. And as you can see, when it comes to looking down, the figure can do it pretty well. However, when it comes to looking upward, it is a bit limited. However, that hair is gonna naturally weigh it down. And here's what the 2 versions of Super Saiyan 3 look like next to each other. Now this is personal preference, but when it comes to the orange paint, I wish the Daima one was more like the regular Super Saiyan 3 version. If I remember correctly, Vegeta called this form his Super Vegeta 3. Overall, I'm extremely happy with these figures. I already put away my superhero Vegeta as it's getting replaced with this one on my display. And for any new viewers, I've actually recently reviewed the Xeno Vegeta that I'm showing right now. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see it. Alright guys, and now it's time for the size comparisons. And here he is next to the Snail Shell, Zombie Grizza, and Pumpkin Princess. My Jedi Toy, Street Fighter, Cammy, and Guile figure. My Mafex, Marvel Gwenpool, and DC Batman Hush. And lastly, my third party Xeno Vegeta and Xeno Goku. Anyway guys, that's about it. If you like Dragon Ball, please like and subscribe. I'll be uploading more videos soon, and I'll definitely be covering more Dragon Ball figures as they come out. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.